This is a treat. We're looking into paradise with Mike O'Neill. Mike, it's actually, I looked it up this morning. It's been since December 2020, that weird year when we last spoke on Zoom. Mike O'Neill, I'm speaking to. I interviewed him for the Star Sports Betting People series, and Mike has developed along with his team RaceStats app. Now, um, Mike's in the Dominican Republic, which is probably a lot nicer than it looks outside of here at the moment. Typical October weather. Mike, so refresh our memories about race stats. I'm assuming that after 5 year, half a decade, all the doubters have been silenced, haven't they?
Well, no, there's always doubters, mate. And thanks very much for having me on again. Yes, was 5 years and COVID times just ended or just started, I think. So yeah, it has been a long time. And yeah, it's hot here today. It's about 36. It's about 9:30 in the morning. It's already 36. And we expect it to hit over 40 today. So yeah, it is paradise. I do love being warm and never having to wear a shirt except for an interview. Um, yeah, so for the last 5 years, we've just been working and working. I think I ended the last interview saying, "Oh, we're done. We won't do much more." Well, we haven't done much more as in fact of adding things. We've still got the heat maps and the sandwich bar and the same way we look at data, but we've just made it so much faster. We just released a new RSA last month, about 3 weeks ago, actually, and it just uses the latest technology available, being able to download 500,000 races in like seconds. You can look at anything just so quickly now. It's a major leap, and we've got some little bit more coming yet, hopefully early next year.
Okay, can we rewind a little bit for anybody that didn't see the original interview? Let's say it was December 2020, or did see it but has sort of forgotten. There were howls of derision by all the clever people saying that these past results make no, they make no, they're no relevance to the current thing like that. But 5 years later, you're still proving. So can you explain the premise behind Race Stats app and what what people are basing their bets on?
Okay, sure. Basically, let's start with the fact that we've been around for 10 years now, and we still have clients from day one that are still with us. So you wouldn't be giving us £90 a month if it didn't work. And people have been doing that for 10 years now. Um, the RaceStats app is purely a numbers-based program, a data digging program, data mining program. So it doesn't have jockeys, horses, trainers, anything like that. It just purely works on numbers. So if this particular race on this particular day has never been won by a favorite, and that favorite's always been around 230, 250, and it hasn't won ever, then probably the chances are that it won't win. So what RSA does is compile all the information about whether it's just the track or just the odds at the track, or the number of runners plus the odds. And you can see it in real live time. So as the BSP or projected BSP is changing, RSA just updates every time. So a little graph comes up, a heat map showing, where the winners were last time in this race, or where the odds for those winners were in the last race. And then we also have a bet finder for the mornings where you can go in and see what's missing for the week. And, if we have a day sheet that we have that runs at about 99% accuracy every single week. So 98 to 99% of the time, sorry, over 95% of the time, it's 99% accurate. It's just phenomenal. So when you're in Betfinder, you can use the day sheet to see what's happened and what you're expecting to happen and what's missing. So basically, what you're looking for with RaceStatsApp is what hasn't happened that should happen and has happened every year but hasn't happened yet. And that's what you're looking for.
One of the things about Race Stats app, there's one of the reasons that I haven't actually tried it. It's because I'm a lazy bugger. it takes it's a thinking man's thing, isn't it? It doesn't. You don't turn it on and it fires you up a load of bets which you can stick into a Yankee or a Lucky 15. You've got to work at learning it, haven't you?
At the moment,
You've got to
yes.
put the work in.
You definitely do. We have a training program inside the app, right? So you can play any race in history and learn to see what the data is telling you. You have to have a sort of analytical mind. If you're seeing the heat map and the sandwich bar saying this and that, and there's three different settings. You have to analyze are your chances, best chances there. And sometimes it's just so clear that, it's obviously going to be a favor or a second favorite, or it's obviously going to be an outsider. But I would say 60 to maybe 80% of the time, it's not so clear. So you either wait for the ones that are really, really clear, or you spend the time in training and learn when you can go and when you should leave it. So we do have a training app and I think we're the only company that does let you have the ability to train and prove to yourself it works before you go live. So if you can't win in training, you're never going to win live. So, that's basically how easy it is. But as you say, you have to put in the hours. But next year, maybe you won't. We're
Oh,
adding
you got a
AI.
lazy man's version.
Well, we've got the main reason for this update is we wanted to add AI, and for AI to have AI, we had to have changed the whole back end and front end to get AI to run as quickly as we want to through the years, and it should be able to. Like in the morning, you can go to Betfinder and say, "I think the Betfinder thinks there's going to be a big run on fifth to seventh today," and then you could say to the AI, play any race where you think fifth or seventh will win, and hopefully that's what's going to happen with it. But again, it's learning at the moment. It's got to go through its year, maybe 6 months to a year of learning before we're prepared to release it. And I think by then, the waiting list for RSA will be massively long.
Now, you've got to be active, haven't you, when the racing's on as well? Because you're going to need because things can change quite late on. So you're going to have to pounce at the last minute, from what I can
That
gather.
that is definitely the best way to play. I mean, you can go through and use Betfinder to say yes, it will be fifth to seventh. There'll be a few of those, and you should make money playing all the races and backing fifth to seventh and all the say handicaps or all the novice hurdles or whatever it is. Um, but it that's a dumb way of or the dumber way of playing because the programmer will actually tell you at the beginning of that race, whether it does have a chance. So if you play it with a bot and play fifth to seventh, it will play races that you wouldn't have played if you were live because you would have seen the data there and go, there's no chance of fifth or seventh. So yes, the yeah, it's a hands-on, be there for every race, and you'll make more money than you would running a bot.
Now, I was looking at doing a little bit of googling and stuff this morning, and I was very pleased actually, but a bit annoyed I'd not seen it at the time. To see there's been quite a few discussions after our initial interview. And what the one that I managed to sort of find was the Bet Angel sort of chat room or whatever it was there. Um, and it seemed quite positive on there, which because the thing that I couldn't grasp, and obviously I'm wrong, but you're a computer, a very a computer expert. I think you'd agree with that. So everything you do is logical and analytical, and but the logic would tell you that just because 10 years ago a race was won by the favourite, which shouldn't make any difference to what's happening today, but it obviously does because you've built an estate on the profits of all this since we last spoke, haven't you? But I mean, how do you explain it in your analytical mind? Why, how that works?
Well, say for example, when it did win 10 years ago, it was paying 250. This year it's paying 680, the favorite. So that tells you something already that you wouldn't have known without data, right? So they're not very confident. They're not as anywhere near as confident today at 680 as they were back 10 years ago when it was 280. So just being able to see that straight away is a huge advantage. And you've had 9 other years after that too. So if you've every time it was 5 to 7, it didn't win. That's telling you something. Um, but there again, the second favorite could have been 20p more and it won every race. So you could see that as well. It just makes it easy. The data is presented in such a way that it's just so simple after you've learned what it's telling you to analyze it and just quickly make up your mind and see it. And yes, I have been in computers since I was 17, which is quite a long time ago now.
None of us getting
Almost
any
50
younger, Mike.
years. And it shows, I think, too, for me.
So you do you use it as the sort of do you use an interface like BetAngel or one of those when you're using this system? Because how would it even have come to those guys? I literally stumbled upon it by googling.
Yeah, you might see at the start of that conversation, I called someone ignorant, and then it's just the floodgates opened. Basically, someone who hadn't seen the program, never used it, had a lot to say about it, and I just didn't like that. So, and then of course all the Betfair Angel people got on board, and then eventually some people with some logic and sense dug up some interesting articles from around the world and put them on there. So yeah, I'm glad that that did happen. I'm glad Peter didn't take it all off. So I appreciate that, Peter.
Yeah, he's a nice chap, Peter,
Yeah.
definitely. One of the other problems we've got since we last spoke is the fact that the liquidity on Betfair has sort of dwindled for various reasons, especially in the UK, for UK legislation and all that sort of stuff. There are other exchanges around the world now. I Can you sort of use those? Is that something that you can sort of flip to, especially where you are? I mean, I suppose you can go to any sort of jurisdiction, and you would have all sorts of trickery that could get you in there anyway. So
Um,
is that an option?
no, not really, because what we've done now is to actually log into RaceStatsApp, you have to use your Betfair username and password to get in. So you have to have a Betfair account to use RaceStatsApp. But once you're in there, you could use that data on any for any other betting service, exchange service. I'm sorry, I didn't answer your question about other people using other software. Yeah, we don't have a bot inside RaceStats app, so people do use BetAngel and FairBot quite a lot. Some of our users, I should say, not all of them, because we do have a really good app for placing bets inside the program. And it's also the only one that's on Android, iPhone, Mac, anything, any platform you want to run it. And it looks exactly the same on every platform. So it is a great little betting app. As
One of the Now people might think I'm a bit of a fraud because I've already admitted that I haven't actually used Stats app, even though you've very generously offered to furnish me with it. But I did see, and one thing you did do for me was add me to your WhatsApp group of people that are actively using your thing. And I could unequivocally, without a doubt, see that people were making it pay. And there was a very intelligent sort of interaction going on with people, sort of, positive stuff about how they done. So I can't, even though I've not used it, unless that was an elaborate fraud, I've seen that that people are positively using this to make money. Like you say, I've had people on for 10 years. Now, it isn't supposed to be an advertorial because I'm just interested in this is something that I still hard, and a lot of people I'm sure are gonna they'll think they know better about. Um, has there been any innovations apart from what you've talked about? Is there anything that you did have on there originally that you sort of thought, well, okay, that was sort of an edge, but we've quietly sort of dropped that? And has there been anything else where you thought, oh, blimey, we've missed this? This is a proper money spinner, in the last, because 5 years is a long time, especially in tech, for you guys.
yeah, no, you're 100% right. And yeah, in our Telegram chat room, it's not WhatsApp, it was Telegram,
Oh,
but
Telegram, sorry.
no, it's no problem. The They're a great bunch of guys. They share everything. If they find something in Betfinder in the morning, they'll share it. if they see something that, so it's a really good community. And as I say, most of those people have been there for over 10 years, well, almost 10 years. I would say the average would be maybe 4.5 years, the average person's been on there. Um, Going back to what you said about changing things and removing things, yeah, we have. I mean, we do it all the time. If we put something in, like we're just about to add something right now, we don't know if it works. I mean, we have no clue because until you add it, you can't find out. So we're adding that now. Whether it will be in there in 6 months, I don't know. But we have found three things that we want to add. And last year, or the last 5 years, I think we've probably taken away three things. Um, so what's coming up with the three things before AI? Um, yeah, we're looking forward to testing them. At the moment, you can't do the last rolling 7 days in the data. You have to do it by week. And with the day sheet showing, such accuracy, we're wondering if a rolling 7 days will make it easier for people to read the data. So we're just about to introduce that and see what happens. So
Okay,
yeah.
now you've got extra jurisdictions, extra places where they race that you've added to it now from the one we last spoke.
Well, we basically combined Australia and England together now. So one subscription gives you all of the Australian racing and all the UK racing. We haven't added America or Hong Kong or anywhere else yet. Um, Whether we do, I don't know. I want to get AI out first. I really want to concentrate on AI after this next update, because I think that's the way the world's going, and you can't avoid it nowadays. And if we can get it to read our heat maps and sandwich bar and mini bet finder at the speed of light, and come up with some real insights into the data that a normal person couldn't process in anywhere near the speed that it can. So yeah, really looking forward to that part coming
For somebody like
soonish.
for somebody like you, this is totally off the topic now, but not really. Is AI something that excites you or terrifies you?
Um, for me personally, I think it's amazing what it can do, but it also for society, I'm not convinced it's the right way to go. You know how we all used to remember all our friends' phone numbers before we got a phone? I mean, once AI comes out, do you have to remember how to talk, or, is there anything you'll do without sort of, if you want to write a letter to your mum, will you get AI to write it for you? Yeah, so I think there's a downside, big downside to what it can do. But I do have fun turning photos into videos of my friends. So yeah.
Are you actively using? Because I know we obviously we corresponded before we did this, and you've got people building more sort of places in paradise. There, you've got a little estate sort of growing up. Are you still using this yourself now, or are you like a business and you sort of put this aside?
At the moment, I have to concentrate on the house because basically we bought it and we have to turn it into. It was a mess, basically. In the last 6 months, we've replaced just about every single wire, every outlet, and it just keeps going. A brand new kitchen's just going in. So at the moment, I'm concentrating on the house. I have to get it finished this year, and then back to normal. But I do get in and play as often as I can and talk to everyone in the chat room. I always play on a Sunday because that's one day that the staff don't turn up. So that I'd have to do all the work myself then. So yeah.
Yeah, you did say I think you said at the end of the last interview you could do with a few more subscribers and you could sort of take a back seat a bit. Obviously, you've not taken a back seat. You've been developing it. Um, you also mentioned, I don't know if you actually meant it, that people could have a code if they wanted to give it a try. Can I post that code up on the website if they want to give it a spin?
Yeah, please do, Simon. We actually made a code specially for you. So it's NOTT 50.
And that they
So if
put that
you
in. So after the pay bit, does it pop up then to
Yeah, so before you pay, on the left-hand side, it says, "Do you have a code?" Type the code in, apply the code, and you'll see the price change from 90 to $45, pounds, sorry, and then you just proceed. So yeah, you please use that, not 50.
Okay, lovely. And I'll put that on the website. Have you got any, can people sort of get in touch if they've got any, if they're trying to learn and they're sort of stumbling or they're finding it a bit tricky? Can they sort of get hold? Is there like a help resource?
Yeah, I mean, if they remember when they're signing up to put their Telegram username in, we will automatically add them to the Telegram group, and everyone in there will help them. So if you've come along and you've done a week in training and you've got some questions, then everyone will help. If you come in and haven't done anything and start asking questions that would have easily been answered by training, you probably won't find too many willing to help. But if you've tried to put a little effort in, yeah, everyone will jump to your aid. And I'm always available anyway. I'm just 5 hours behind, so yeah.
Yeah. So you too can be sat in the Dominican Republic just playing on the racing to fund your lifestyle if you get good at RaceStatsApp. Okay, Mike. Well, it's been brilliant talking to you.
It's
I really,
fantastic
really
catching up with you
appreciate it.
too. And I see how busy you are at the moment. Man, you are everywhere and sundry. You
It's
just
not it's not like a proper. It's better than a proper job. I always say, Mike. Better than a proper job. But so
well,
I just like it when it's sunny. I quite could do with a yeah
yeah,
the
no racing here. No racetrack here in the Dominican.
no, but I think it's got a lot of other joys to offer. I'm sure.
Well, you have to
Anyway,
come for a holiday.
yeah. Well, we see how that go. We see how that goes. I really appreciate it, Mike. I'm going to download it all just to have a look and see how it goes. And like I said, there's the code. If you're watching on YouTube and you like these chats, please like and subscribe. The code will be on YouTube, and if you're watching on the website, the link to Race Stats app will be there and the code as well, so you can have a go for half price and see what you think of it. Well, Mike, it's been a pleasure. Hopefully, it won't be another 5 years. Let us know when you start putting Hong Kong and that on board, and then it'll just be or the AI one where lazy people like me can just cop.
Yeah, I think that will definitely be something we should share once we know what it does and how good it is. So, and thank you, Simon. I really appreciate it. And don't leave. Well, he won't leave at 5 years next time, huh?
No, absolutely not. I'll
Okay,
keep
mate.
in touch. Lovely job.
Thanks so much.
Okay, Michael Neil, thank you very much.
Cheers, Simon.
Cheers. Hello, everyone. Just a quick one. If you have enjoyed these videos and are enjoying these videos, can you please like and subscribe to my channel? Thanks very much.